Jim Whiting here. I'm from Fanico. I'm here with Richard Bonk, comic book artist of the upcoming Trogs series from Fanico coming out in July. Richard is a renowned artist, worked for Top Cow, worked on Ascension, The Darkness, Witchblade, Teen Titans, and many, many other books. Hey, Richard, how are you?
Good, James. How are you?
Good. So can you tell me a little bit about Trogs?
Okay, well, Trogs is an amalgam of two things that I loved when I was a kid. I loved the Savage Sword of Conan, and I loved dinosaurs even more. And so, the logical path for that is just to put the two together: barbarians and dinosaurs. And that's what I did. I tried to come up with a fun story with some non-gratuitous violence, but you got to have violence with dinosaurs. But I think that people will love the story and the art, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, if they like dinosaurs, from what I've seen, the dinosaurs are pretty cool, and you can't go wrong with dinosaurs and cave people. I mean,
I don't like my dinosaurs with the feathers and stuff. I prefer the old school type Ray Harryhausen dinosaurs, the lizardy ones. I like those.
Not the chickeny ones.
Right. No, I don't really
Yeah, they seem to be changing the dinosaurs' looks daily. I do like the old school dinosaurs too. They're my favorite. So you mentioned it's influenced by Savage Sword of Conan. So is that a big influence in your creative process, that book and some of the artists on it?
Absolutely. I still remember the first art that I've seen from that book. It was in one of my oldest brother's stash, and I was just a youngster. And, when I open the pages and there's this barbarian fighting a pterodactyl with, who has a girl with no top on it. I mean, I was hooked. So, that was it. Black blood and dinosaurs and topless women. I was hooked. So
Yeah.
I eventually ended up collecting boxes of those comics.
It's a winning combination, yeah. So Savage Sword of Conan, John Buscema, I take it, big influence?
Yep.
I see a lot of that influence in your work. And your inking style, I see a little bit, to me, I see a little influence of Dan Atkins.
Really?
Yeah, that little realistic flourishes that you use. I see a little bit of that. The drawing style, definitely I see the Buscema style, but I see a little Dan Atkins in there too.
Awesome.
So can you tell me a little bit about your process?
Oh, my process. Well, with this book, it's my first book. So what I did was I had the story in mind, and I just went ahead and laid it out as as far as thumbnails are. I laid out all the pages, and then I went ahead and did all the artwork, and finally I sat back down fresh and put a story to it, put the words to it, the narration and so forth. And then, of course, the lettering.
Of course, the lettering, yeah. So you did everything yourself then?
Yes.
Top to bottom. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So do you like working better for yourself on a project, or do you like working better for a company?
Oh, this has been a great experience. I mean, I definitely enjoy doing my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be the boss is the best. On all your stuff. You have total creative control. So it floats or sinks all on you.
All on you, right? Weight on the shoulders. Tell me a little bit about getting your start in the business.
Well, way back when, I think in the late 90s, my brother introduced me to Kevin Conrad, and I decided, after he looked at my art, he decided to make me his apprentice. So that's what I did for a year. I just practiced with the inks and spotted his blacks because he had way too much work. So it benefited me. So I got to spot his blacks and work on real pages until finally I was able to actually do some pages for him. And when the editor saw that, I wasn't in for me. So I was working professionally at that point.
Ah, good. You're working for the Conrad studio.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him next time I see him. How's the Conrad studio doing? So, what do you see yourself doing after Trogs?
Well, I've got a couple ideas, I think, but it'll probably stay well, actually more towards the horror genre.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've got a couple ideas.
More dinosaurs, I hope.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We're dinosaurs.
Awesome. Awesome. So, well, we're going to continue there or conclude there, and we'll show a little preview of some of the artwork in the video. And we look forward to seeing the book. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to,
Look.
yes, buy the book. Trogs, Trogs, Trogs. Thanks, Richard.
Okay, so long.